You've probably heard all types of advice about how you fire the arms in the golf swing. Keep them super passive, go really fast. Today I'm here with Dr. Tyler Standiford, and we're going to talk about the biomechanics of when and how you fire the arms to get optimal speed at impact in your golf swing. You've got some data. What's the relative speed of rotation of those different body parts?
Yeah, and what we really want to see, Dwayne, is we want to see that as those body parts kind of go out to the club and get closer to the club, we want those speeds to build. So we always model it kind of pelvis first, then trunk, then arms, then club. And what we see in really good players, the most efficient players, we'll get this pelvis to fire in the range of maybe 400 to 500 degrees per second. Okay, that's kind of pelvis rotation. When we get up to the trunk, we might see those numbers build a little, maybe 600-700 degrees per second, depending upon the golfer. So jumping up a little bit. And then as we get out to the arms are moving the fastest in terms of the body parts, and they're gonna fire somewhere in the range of about 11 to 1200 degrees per second.
All right, so I don't have a graduate degree in math, but I did do some undergraduate math.
Yeah.
So if I fire my arms that rotate at a much greater degrees per second than my hips and my ribs, and I fire them all at the same time. In other words, if I bring the club up here to the top and I fire my arms, my ribs, and my hips all at the same time, my arms are going to be way ahead, right?
Yep.
Okay, so there must be some timing involved in terms of where I want to fire the arms. And if I go from down the line perspective here, all right, what you're telling me is don't fire the arms right there.
No.
That's not going to work.
No, and like you said, you fire the arms there, they're going to outrace the rest of your body, right? If you have 3 cars and one's going a lot faster, right, that car's going to speed up ahead of everything, and that's what the arms would do. And then the problem is you're going to compensate at impact because you don't want to miss the ball. The better way to do it is to think about, well, if I could kind of get the hips moving a little bit, then get that trunk moving, and then allow those arms to kind of be that last piece of the puzzle, kind of build up a nice little runway to generate a lot of speed at the arms, but get into the proper impact zone at the ball.
Basically at the apex of the height of my arms, it's pretty obvious. My left arm has internally rotated, right? And my right arm has externally rotated. And once I've finished my swing, it seems like it's pretty reversed, where my right arm has internally rotated, my left arm is back here, it's externally rotated. So it sounds like there must be a rotation. Right? So there's clearly a big arm rotation that happens. All right, so I think what I'm hearing you say is to get those hips going with ground force first, right? Then my oblique kicks in, and this brings my arms basically somewhere in this region where I fire the arms.
Perfect region. And now you've almost got a club that's really kind of flat with the ground, right? And now you're in that position that as you now start to fire the arms through systematically, now you get into this really great position and you allow the turn of the body to close the club face as opposed to trying to save your swing with a flip of the hands.
Right. So again, if I'm up here and I'm firing the arms here, it's like, whoa. It's like there's no way that that can happen. And so I would stop my hip rotation. If I fire from here, what we see all the time, then I would stop the hip rotation, stand up, and now I've got to get the club down and I flex the wrist and my face angle changes all over the place, right? So as a normal human, I get really excited. I want to hit the ball hard. And I think, man, I know I got to move the arms. Let me move them really fast from up here. That's the death move.
Yeah, for sure.
Not a good visual.
For sure. And it is our connection to the club. So of course we want to generate some force there. We want to generate some speed there. But it's like the way you do that is you start at the ground, you move your way up, right? Pause those hands a little bit, pause those arms a little bit, and allow the rest of your body to build that speed and deliver it out to the club.
So if there's one, maybe a drill that people could do, is if I just put my club right here, and I've already turned my hips because this is now simulated, and I've got the ground force, and I'm already rotating my hips, and I can feel my right oblique just turning my rib cage there. Just put it right there. Now just rotate the arms.
Just rotate through.
Just rotate, and there's what you want your impact to be like. And you notice right here at the point of impact, some things that are for really good. I got forward shaft lane. Notice my lead wrist is still pretty flat. My right wrist, my trail side wrist is still extended, and I just have this nice fluid curve that goes right there.
And I think that's a great drill to think about. I think sometimes we focus a lot on the drills of that start and the initiation here, which I think that can be effective too, right? Feeling that load on the leg as you come down. But what you just did right there is that finishing piece of it. It's like, hey, I can square the club face from that position.
So I can move my arms really fast, just do it at the right point in the swing.
Yep.
It's not at the apex, it's much more like down in this region. That's where this arm rotation really kicks in. If you found this useful, give us a like and subscribe here on the channel. Helps us develop some great content. We've also got a whole library of great videos, 7 days free access. Click on the link in the description below and check it out.